minutes worth, and the reason I'm asking you to do that is I designed a new website, and on the website I'm going to have a video, a small video, so potential clients can actually see me in action, so to speak. Yeah. So if you could email that to me whenever, that'd be great. And make sure when you can edit it, cut out all my ums and ahs. Speech writing. Speech writing, we're going to just touch on that for the next 10 minutes or so. And I want to make sure I want to allow time for this for question and answers also, because this is really the crux of public speaking. This is what you're going to deliver. And speech writing is an amazing talent that some people have, and some people wing it. I made reference to the Gettysburg Address earlier tonight. The Gettysburg Address is spoke, and it takes about 8 minutes to actually speak. When President Lincoln spoke that, very short speech. However, the Gettysburg Address is probably, if not the most, one of the most known, well-known speeches in the history of America. And that speech probably took a week, maybe a month to write that. And there's no way that anyone could have said that off the cuff. That's why speech writing is so important. Every speech is going to have an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. And what I wanted to go over is just a couple ideas for your introduction. An introduction is actually, you have about 30 seconds to grab the audience's attention, and for them to judge you of what kind of speech it's going to be. After that, you're done. The audience is going to sit back in their chair and make judgments of you, which is going to happen anyway, so just accept it. And there's nothing you can do about the judgment, but what you can do is be really well prepared. And an introduction that connects you with the audience, you're set. Do you have an idea what you're going to say tomorrow, by the way, for your intro? You do? Great. Have that down cold. Have it memorized. Have it tattooed on your forehead. I mean, whatever it takes. Because that is that time where that audience is really going to judge you. And then the rest of the time, however much time you have, they can say like this, or whatever, you know, so. Okay. The ideas, where's the rest of mine? Okay. Just some ideas. Because sometimes you have an opening, and then you have an opening to the opening. And what that is, sometimes you can incorporate the two into one. Ideally, you want to do that. What I mean by an opening to an opening is, why are you here tonight? Well, actually, why am I here tonight? I am your host for the Public Speaking Skills Workshop. That's a quick little introduction, like an opening to the opening. And the reason you want to do that is making people feel comfortable, and it's something that you're already very comfortable with by saying that, I'm your host tonight. Because everything that you say, you want people to get it, that's really clear. Disclose something about yourself, comment on the special occasion, compliment the audience, or make a reference to something earlier in the program. Those are some ideas that I just jotted down for last year, opening to an opening.
Just list them again.
Sure.
Disclose something about yourself.
Disclose something about yourself. I love public speaking. I had to take 3 different trains to get here. Comment on the special occasion. This event only happens once this whole summer. And you're here. Compliment the audience. God, you guys look great tonight. Look at how Douglas is dressed. That's fantastic. You guys are really well dressed. I've heard some people say, some lectures I've been to, man, you guys look tired. Also, don't you feel tired then all of a sudden when someone says that? And the last one is make a reference to something earlier in the program. Like if there was a speaker before myself. Referring to what John Smith said, that is true. I am the best looking guy in all of California. Okay, now, what really is going to make the difference here is what I want is the introduction, the actual part of your speech, to get the rapport that you want with the audience. The rapport is the actual connection that you have that I emphasize through your eye contact. But this is the content that really matters. This is establishing rapport. And the opening is, I'm going to just list 5. I'll give you an example of each, but I'll list 5. Number 1 is a rhetorical question. Why are you guys here tonight? Number 2, startling statement or statistic. Do you know that the U.S. Olympic team, in all, we won 51 gold medals?
You know, China.
I didn't say it was accurate, I just said statistics.
Was it 52?
China got 52.
U.S. got
gold
36,
medals?
I think.
Well, whatever, you get my point anyway, right? But exactly, we'll talk about the gold medals after. That is, quote an authority 77 years ago. Brief your audience. I have 3 main points that I want to mention tonight. You know exactly where my speech is going. Compare or contrast 2 things. Take garage shelving, for example. A man looks at garage shelving and say, wow, look at the possibilities. And a woman says, how ugly. Compare and contrast 2 different things. And that's your introduction. Quick, make it brief, make it direct. You've established connection with your audience. Something funny, people know why you're here, and they can tune in because you're already comfortable with, like I said, you're opening to your opening, like, I am your host tonight. I'm obviously very comfortable with saying that. That's when the judgment comes. So being you're comfortable with that, that's your opening. Your body to the speech writing. This is something that you're obviously very passionate about. Of the people that spoke tonight, how many people were very passionate about the topic? Quick show. I know you were. Yes. And Douglas, definitely passionate about that. Your relationship just ended, right? So.
It was semi-passionate.
Semi-passionate? All right. Semi-passionate. I mean, who can be passionate about ending a relationship, though, right? I know. Maybe it is. I don't know. And cologne perfume, right? And the way Tommy Girl smells, right? There's something you're passionate about or have that little inkling of passion about. That's what drives the body of your speech. If you do, as opposed to if some of you have to give a technical speech, one quick word about a technical speech of using a lot of numbers, make the numbers mean something to the audience. For example, that if you say there are 50,000 solar panels in San Francisco. That's a huge number. People are not going to relate to 50,000 solar panels. But that means, if you took one neighborhood, if you took Noe Valley, for example, that means there is 1 solar panel per house in just Noe Valley. All of a sudden, wow, that's more, you break it down a little bit. That's one quick comment. You can do it many different ways. That's one quick comment about numbers. But it's something you're passionate about, and speak clearly about it. Oftentimes what happens is we get too passionate about it, we speak fast. But don't let the passion drive the speed of your speech. Let the passion drive your connection to your audience. Your conclusion.
What was the second thing? You said passion.
Passion about your topic. Passionate. The passion.
The body, you said something you're passionate about.
The passion should drive. Okay. Yeah. Should drive your connection to the audience.
Okay.
Conclusion. Never introduce new material in your conclusion. The conclusion is 1 or 2 sentences. Wrap up what you say in a different way. If I start my speech by saying, what I did this summer, I went to 3 different places this summer. I went to Yosemite, I went to Australia, and I went to Seattle. I had a busy summer. And in my conclusion could be, I had a great summer going to various places around the world, which you have already heard. You already know what they are. That's my conclusion. Done. Don't introduce new material. Just make it quick, wrap it up. So otherwise, you confuse the audience. When you're getting to the conclusion, tell people you are. In conclusion, as I wrap up, I have one final statement, something like that, so the audience is ready for your conclusion. I mentioned the attention grabbers, and make sure that that's big. Make sure your attention grabber is big as a final comment to that. Finally, the central idea. The central idea of your speech